Good morning and a warm welcome to your show, Sunny Mornings in Encinitas. We're the daily podcast that gets you started on the right foot and always with a positive vibe. I'm your host, Melissa, and it's Friday, February 16th. You'll be interested to know, 67 years ago today, in 1957, the UK's Toddlers Truce, a TV blackout period from 6 to 7 p.m., ended. Implemented post-World War II, this BBC policy allowed parents to manage their kids without TV distractions. The BBC, then the sole broadcaster, aimed to foster child development and family harmony, while also saving costs. However, the 1955 launch of ITV, another public broadcast network which relied on advertising for funding, challenged this practice. ITV saw the truce as unfair, losing them valuable advertising time. Studies by Hildy Himmelwaite and Mark Abrams revealed children were watching more adult content and often preferred ITV over BBC. This shift led to the truce's end, with the BBC airing the rock and roll show 6-5 Special rather than radio silence. And now let's check out the weather in the Encinitas area. This morning, it's mostly cloudy skies and 52 degrees, with just about no wind. The sunset will take place at 5:35 p.m., and it will rise again tomorrow at 6:29 a.m. It looks like we're in for a partly sunny day with a high near 62 and northwest wind 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tonight, it will be mostly cloudy with a low around 53. And here's the surf report. Today we'll see a rising west-northwest swell, offering mostly waist to chest-high waves, with some spots hitting chest to head. Morning conditions look clean, with light offshore wind, but expect onshore breezes from the west by midday. The weekend sees this swell easing, maintaining waist-high surf, with good spots reaching chest to shoulder. A new western swell picks up by Saturday afternoon, promising stronger surf into early next week, especially at good winter breaks. In Encinitas and North County, it's looking good and clean, at 2 to 4 feet, anytime before 11 a.m., with a 2-foot outgoing low tide at 7 a.m. The afternoon looks like a blowout. But Sunday morning might be epic. Stay tuned. Air temps for the morning surf are around 52 degrees. The first low tide Friday will be a half-foot just before 10 a.m. with a 2.5-foot high tide just before 5 p.m. The nearshore buoy at Scripps in La Jolla reads 59.5 degrees for the water temperature. Looking ahead in the weather, we'll see a partly sunny weekend with highs around 60 degrees and lows around 50. Sunday night brings a slight chance of showers, continuing into Washington's birthday and Monday night with mostly cloudy skies and lows in the mid-50s. Bonjour, food enthusiasts. This podcast is brought to you by Versailles Cafe and Pastries in Encinitas. Nestled on El Camino Real South, just north of Encinitas Boulevard, this cafe is a haven for culinary delights. Indulge in their amazing Eggs Benedict or their gluten-free crepes. You can grab a panini for lunch or just breeze on through to get your morning coffee. They are open every day from 8 to 5. So stop on by and don't forget to tell them Sunny Morning sent you. In local news, San Diego's reggae scene thrives due to its deep roots and diverse influences, and it's taking over the national festival circuit. Artists like K-Bong and CG Como highlight this genre's popularity and positive vibe in Southern California. The region's Polynesian community and artists from island nations contribute significantly. Local bands like Boostive and Stick Figure, featuring members with varied ethnic backgrounds, embrace reggae's unifying spirit. This diversity is celebrated at events like Cali Fest, showcasing San Diego's dynamic reggae talent and its influence on other music genres. The scene's growth is a testament to its authentic, community-focused nature. Now on to sports. Caitlin Clark has made history by becoming the all-time leading scorer for Division I women's basketball. In a game against Michigan, Clark scored the record-breaking point early in the first quarter with a long three-pointer, elevating her total to 3,521. This achievement places her third in the all-time NCAA scoring list for both men and women. Beyond her scoring prowess, Clark is also known for her all-around skills, being the first Division I player with over 3,000 points, 900 assists, and 800 rebounds. Her impact extends beyond the court, significantly boosting attendance at games and contributing to the growth of women's basketball. This remarkable feat underscores Clark's exceptional talent and influence in the sport. On to the NBA. The Lakers and Clippers were off last night, and we have the All-Star Game coming up this weekend. Last night in National Hockey, the Kings were on the road and beat the Devils 2-1. And the Ducks, also on the road, beat the Senators 5-1. In top news, MIT scientists have made a groundbreaking discovery in the behavior of heat in superfluid quantum gas, observing for the first time the phenomenon known as second sound. Unlike typical materials where heat spreads out, in superfluid quantum gases, heat moves in waves. This was visualized using a novel thermography technique that tracks temperature changes via radio frequencies. This research, important for materials science and astronomy, could shed light on high-temperature superconductors and the physics of neutron stars. The findings, offering new insights into the unique properties of superfluids, were recently published in the Journal of Science. In business news, Atlanta Fed President Raphael Bostic indicates that interest rate cuts, anticipated by investors, may not occur until at least the third quarter of 2024. This revised timeline is earlier than his initial forecast, prompted by faster-than-expected inflation slowdown. Bostic anticipates 2 rate cuts in 2024, but emphasizes caution, prioritizing true signals of inflation decline over volatility. Despite the easing of inflation in January, it remains above expectations, with consumer prices up 3.1% year-over-year. The Fed's main focus is bringing inflation down to its 2% target. Bostic stresses the need for a cautious approach to rate cuts to avoid reigniting inflation, and advises against relying on past economic patterns to predict current monetary policy impacts, highlighting the uniqueness of current economic conditions. In crypto movement, Bitcoin is currently just over $52,000. Ethereum is about $2,800 now, and Solana is $114. Moving on to a more local vibe. In our community spotlight on health and wellness, we are working with a national Pilates studio to bring you some free classes, so listen up. Check out Club Pilates, with several locations in the San Diego area. Pilates presents a comprehensive wellness approach, cultivating strength, reducing tension, and elevating mental well-being. Scientific research affirms its benefits. So now you can check out Club Pilates for a free class, with locations in Encinitas, Solana Beach, Oceanside, La Jolla, and more. Just be sure to tell them Sunny Morning sent you by. And now, back to the show. Let's talk tech. Apple's latest tvOS beta code hints at the development of 2 new HomePod devices with screens, one nearing production. The code reveals a new tvOS device codenamed Z314, featuring an A15 processor, a significant upgrade from the current HomePod's S7 and Mini's S5 processors. This implies enhanced capabilities beyond audio, likely supporting a display. Previous leaks showed Apple testing tvOS on the iPad mini, aligning with rumors of a larger display HomePod. The lineup may include a model similar to the current generation and a more versatile one akin to Amazon's Echo Show. Respected analyst Ming-Chi Kuo predicts a 7-inch model launch in early 2024, marking a step in Apple's revamped smart home strategy. And in entertainment news, Dune Part 2 is receiving high praise in its initial reactions, drawing favorable comparisons to iconic films like The Empire Strikes Back and The Lord of the Rings. Critics are particularly impressed with Zendaya's performance as Chani, which is described as central to the movie. Austin Butler's portrayal of the new antagonist Feyd-Rautha is also being highlighted as a standout, transformative performance. The film, directed by Denis Villeneuve, continues the story of Timothée Chalamet's Paul Atreides and features a mix of returning and new cast members. The sequel's battle sequences and visual storytelling are being likened to the works of Peter Jackson, George Lucas, and David Lean, suggesting a cinematic experience on par with some of the most celebrated sci-fi and fantasy epics. Dune Part 2 is set to release in theaters on March 1st, further expanding the ambitious adaptation of Frank Herbert's classic novel. Well, alrighty folks, it's time for the quote of the day. And today, our quote comes from the all-time leading scorer for Division I women's basketball, Caitlin Clark.
What were you thinking in that moment, in that timeout?
Just grateful, thankful to be surrounded by people, so to be in a city that supports women's basketball so much, be surrounded by my best friends and people that want to see me be great and push me to be great every single day.
Congratulations, Caitlin. You deserve it. And that's a wrap for this week. We did it. Keep an eye out tomorrow for a bonus episode. We'll be back soon with another Sunny Mornings podcast. Thanks for tuning in.